Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. How we doing? Happy Friday. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel today. We're back with yet another expansion franchise episode with our Quebec Nordiques. Sorry, guys, I was gone for, I want to say, I was gone. I'm sorry I was gone for I wasn't able to stream on Tuesday because I was away. So if you guys like these kind of videos, remember leave a like, subscribe, and notification bell. Hit me up on Snapchat. Address socials in my bio. So let's get into this. Alright, so I do have something big I want to talk about here. I'm kind of excited to talk about it. Holy crap. But yeah, so we finished the season last Friday, and then we basically just simmed the rest of the year, and we simmed to the deadline. We finished the season, we made the playoffs, and now we're 57. We were 57, 24, and 1 here. So now we're in the playoffs. We're going to be taking on the Chicago Blackhawks. And I'm going to play game 1. I'm going to do like I always do here. But yeah, so like I said, we're taking on the Blackhawks here, so let's get into this game. I do have something big I want to talk about from that happened on, what day was that? Sunday, and I also have another thing I want to talk about here real quick. Some news that just broke. Alright, hold on, guys. My eyes, I'm just waking up. I got home super late from Detroit. Oh my god, what a fun trip. Oh my god. I had so much fun, guys. With Detroit. What was I gonna say? Oh, so on Sunday, as I'm finishing up dinner, I'm about to come upstairs. I get some water. I see a notification. I get a notification on my phone, and it says, it literally said this. It said breaking. Did it say breaking? No, it said the San Francisco. I got a. And it was first reported by Robert Murray, and I was like, okay. They were like, I get the notification, and it says the Giants are acquiring Roth, and it was, like I said, it was first reported by Robert Murray, and I was like, I saw the thing I wanted to talk about here was the big Rafael Devers trade. I was like, oh, Rafael Devers. It said breaking. The San Francisco Giants are acquiring Rafael Devers from the Red Sox. And I was like, this cannot be true. This isn't true. It's fake. It's false. No, but obviously the report by Jeff Passan confirmed. Obviously, the Jeff Passan confirmed it. I was like, good. And so, but anyway, I was like, oh my god. At first, I saw it confirmed by Jeff Passan. I was like, this isn't true. This isn't true. And unfortunately, it is true. So I'm like, wow. Oh my god. And what's really funny about it is that in the Rafael Devers trade, and it was literally shot stopped. But what's really funny about the Rafael Devers trade is that at first it was like, oh, it was only going to be Jordan Hicks or Kyle Harrison. And I was like, a 1-for-1? No. But then later we learned more about who was going back in the trade and what, and obviously, so it ended up being the return for plus the Giants ate the rest of that money of the contract. I'm like, okay, so who cares? Or not who cares? It's not my money. I was like, geez. But I mean, the Giants obviously they have Elliot Ramos, you have Matt Chapman, Willie Thomas, who's probably not having a good season. You have Kyle Harrison, who looks like he's been pitching better as of late. I mean, he's still kind of young. Jordan Hicks, who, my goodness, he looks like nothing but he's a failed reliever. He's actually better at the relief position. He's better as a reliever than he is a starter. My God, he has like a 7 ERA or something. It's stupid. And that's who they sent. The Red Sox basically got a starter, but then they got this guy's name is Jose Bale, who was I want to say he was an infielder. He's an infield prospect. And I'm like, okay. And then the last piece to the puzzle is James Tibbs III, who was a top prospect in the Giants organization. He was like the number 5 prospect, I think, in the Giants organization. Obviously, the return for Devers wasn't what I expected, but I've also heard that like a lot of times, I mean, you have guys like, and I'm glad the Giants made this trade. I'm happy. I'm still in shock. And it's almost not even a week later since the Giants have made that. I was expecting this to be a trade, that Devers trade to be a trade in the offseason, or not even like on a random Sunday. It was like a random Sunday in July or in June that trade happened. And I was like, good Lord, that trade, oh my God. I was shocked to see the Giants make a trade. But obviously, I also heard, like I was saying, the Giants haven't had a good, and they scored. Okay. The Giants haven't had a really good home run hitter. When I mean home run hitter, I mean like a good one that hits 30 to 40 home runs a season since Barry Bonds. And I was like, I heard this, and I was like, good Lord. Anyway, getting back to what I was saying about this Devers trade. He obviously caused they talked to him and during the season, and he was like, hey. They were like, hey, do you want to play first? This is obviously when Duran or whatever. No. Duran or Costas went down. Costas, I don't think he'll be back until 2026 due to that very, very bad injury. Grubauer, buddy. Anyways, by the Blackhawks scoring another goal to tie it up. But obviously, and he was like, oh, they were like, do you want to play first base? Do you want to play? And he was like, no, I'm a third baseman. But then they stuck him at DH, and he was like, for like 26 to start the year. And I was like, my God, what the heck? And then, but that happened. And I was like, holy crap. Anyway, but yeah, so that was interesting that happened there on that end of the, that happened on Sunday. But yeah, I'm still kind of like in shock. I'm kind of glad, but now, and I've also heard that the Giants are willing to have, and now I've heard that rumors and what's funny is the team that traded Devers, the Red Sox, are actually going to face them this weekend in San Francisco. So, I mean, obviously, the Giants, this obviously makes that Giants team a whole lot better, and I don't think the Giants are done there yet. I can see the Giants going after, like, especially in a lefty in that bullpen. Like, an example, they could go back to the Red Sox. How funny would that be? If they go back to the Red Sox and see and see then they get Aroldis Chapman, the Giants and the Red Sox making another trade at the deadline. That'd be hilarious. And Jonathan Taves scored to give them a 3-2. Dang it, but that's okay. Still got time to win this hockey game. Anyways, but yeah, and then what else? But yeah, so that was the Giants, their rotation is now Logan Webb. Who is it? Webb, Verlander when he gets back. And he was pitching again on Wednesday or Thursday. Let me look at that rotation real quick. It's Webb. I just put the Rangers, that's all. Because I just need to go to get rid of the Giants. And their rotation now is, of course, going to be a little bit. It's not weak. If you want to say, I don't know what's going on here, but the DeGrom's pitching tonight. Oh, Pirates are facing DeGrom. Good. I think the Pirates have faced DeGrom in years. So they have Hayden Birdsong pitching tonight. It's their rotation now is Birdsong, Webb, Ray, Root, Birdsong, and Verlander. Obviously they have Elliot Ramos, Young-Hoo Lee, Mike Yastrzemski, but in that outfield, I want to say that outfield is pretty good. And I'm like, okay. That outfield, Young-Hoo Lee finally, Robbie Ray is having, I want to say the Giants right now are, when you add a guy like Devers, that solidifies the shot of you saying, hey, we're going to be good. The Giants season started out pretty good, and it's probably going to continue to be very, very good. But at the end of the day, the Giants, I'm kind of I shouldn't say I am. I shouldn't say that. I am a Giants fan, and I have been a Giants fan for a couple of years. This kind of, obviously, the Giants were, I don't know if they are still, let me look and see where they are in the division. I want to say they're 2 games out of first now. They're 3.5 games out of first. When they got Devers, they obviously at the time was like, you know what, F it, we're going for it. And they ended up going after Devers. That's kind of, I feel like, what the Giants said. They said, you know what, F it, we're going after it. And they did. So, and they got Devers. But, they'll probably get into the playoffs. Obviously, they're in a very tough NL West. Obviously, you have the Dodgers, who are always amazing. You have the Giants, who are going to probably be good in the next couple of years. You have the San Diego Padres, who right now are a really good team. You have the Diamondbacks, who they're going to be good, hopefully, or they'll just suck again. Hopefully they don't suck again. I would love to see them get in the playoffs. And then you have, obviously, the 15-8. And then you obviously have the piss poor effort of the Colorado Rockies. So, because the Rockies are just like, they're 15-59 or something. What is their record? I have to look. I want to talk about the Padres here for a second. So the Padres, you have guys like Merrill. You have, the Padres are 40-34. They're 6 games above 500. Then you have the Diamondbacks, who are 500, and then you have the Rockies. They're 17-58. The Rockies are still pretty garbage. Obviously. But anyways, yeah, so that happened over on Sunday after streams when I have at like 7 o'clock. Anyway, but yeah, so I kind of was talking about the Devers. But yeah, obviously the Padres, talking about the Padres here for a second. they have guys. The Padres have guys like. I'm probably gonna do another season with this team, depending on the number of episodes we have. But getting back to what I was saying was the Padres. You have guys like Machado, Merrill, Dylan Cease, who absolutely is sucking right now. You have who else? First base Cronenworth, Machado, Tatis, who's out of it. Oh my God, Tatis, Fernando Tatis Jr. Oh my God, he is playing out of his mind. He is probably one of the best players in baseball. And the year when he got suspended, he was like the year that he got suspended in 2022, going into the 2023 season. He got suspended. Yeah, it was the 2022 going into the 2023 season. He took roids. He took ringworm medication, which I don't know what that's supposed to do for you, but hey, I mean, obviously Tatis, like I said, probably one of the best players in baseball. But yeah, I mean, you have guys like Machado, Cronenworth, Tatis, Jackson Merrill, who almost won Rookie of the Year last year. He was the runner-up in Rookie of the Year behind the one and only Paul Skeens, who is still disgusting. My God, I got to see him pitch yesterday for the first time this year. My God, he was disgusting. And then you have guys like Dylan Cease, Michael King. I mean, that Padres team is just absolutely disgusting. They're amazing. Oh my God. Luis Rise even is actually kind of having a decent. I mean, Luis Rise at the end of the day is kind of nothing but is a singles hitter, and he's a little bit overrated, if you want to say that, but which I can, because no offense to Luis Rise, but my God, is he just terrible. He is not a player that I want the Pirates to pick up. I mean, obviously, he'd be a good pickup if the Pirates do end up ever getting him, but he would be nothing but a first. I mean, he would be a first base option. I mean, he's a first base. He would be able to play first base and second. He plays like first, second. He can play third. He can play like all those positions in the infield. Now, but I'm not a hater of. I'm not hating on Luis Arraez. I'm just saying in general, nice save, Grubauer. That obviously he is a horrible player. He's probably a very nice human being, not gonna lie. And a lot of the guys are in Major League Baseball in hockey. I am gonna have a video out today, probably after this stream gets out, before my next one. And it's gonna be talking about they scored. I gotta score 2. It's gonna be talking but off the subject of baseball here. Well, no, staying on the subject of baseball. And then obviously in that NL West you have the Diamondbacks, who you have like Gallen, Kelly, Ketel Marte, who's having an unbelievable year. Another guy that's having an unbelievable year is Cal Raleigh for the Seattle Mariners. Who else do you have on that team? You have not on that team. Not Cal Raleigh, sorry. Well, yeah, we have Marte. Tim Tawas playing a little bit of time. You have Geraldo Perdomo. Gallen, Kelly. Their bullpen. I mean, Ketel Marte is probably one of the best players in baseball. He is so elite. His numbers are disgusting. Oh my God. But anyways, yeah, but yeah, and then obviously you have like Brendan Rodgers on the Rockies. No, wait, scores. Thank you, Landeskog. Holy crap, 4-3. Well, then you have the Rockies with Marquez, Senzatella. Marquez is a free agent at year's end, so I'm expect Kyle Freeland, Marquez, Freeland, Senzatella. Jake Bird could be traded at the deadline. Ryan McMahon could be traded at the deadline for the Rockies. I mean, the Rockies just have a lot of like very decent players. I mean, they also have Zach Veen. They have guys on that team that could be good. It's just one of those that like they're not that good. And I don't know what's going on with the Rockies, but that organization, like I said, they are a piss poor. They're a piss poor organization, the Colorado Rockies. As much, I mean, obviously, I don't hate the Rockies, but this year them being 17 and like 50, they're 17 and 58. My God, do they suck? Holy! I thought. I mean, obviously they have guys in their bullpen that obviously they have March Boy, Seth Halverson. I was like going into the season, I was like, dear God, I might have to watch some Rockies baseball this year. And because that's gonna be a fun team to watch. Yeah, no, I was wrong. Actually, a fun team to watch this year, if I can get my eyes on them, is the Detroit Tigers. My goodness, that team is good. You have Skubal, Mize, Flaherty, Torkelson, Carpenter, Riley Green, Colt Chief. Javier Baez is finally back to his days of looking like he was in the Cubs uni. His days as a Cubs when he was on the Cubs. I mean, he's better than what he was the last few seasons. Trey Sweeney. Who else am I missing? I mean, that team is just absolutely disgusting. That team is amazing. 24 to 16. But yeah, so obviously, at the end of the day here, I am still gonna be. I know, but obviously now getting back to I want to talk about the Red Sox here now. After they have guys like Campbell, Meyer, they'll have Bregman back at some point. They'll get Yoshida back at some point. The Red Sox. I absolutely forgot about Masataka Yoshida because he hasn't played at all this year yet. Scores and we're tied. Thank you, Landeskog. You have Yoshida, Willier Abreu will be back at some point. But what's funny was but you have guys like that on the Red Sox. Now you have Garrett Crochet, who's the Brian Mayo, Tanner Houck, those guys. But other than that, those guys are that's pretty much it on the Red Sox that I can name. But when asked about so it was kind of funny because when the Red Sox were like, "Hey Devers, do you want to play first?" Devers was like, he was like, oh, what a save. He was like, I need the front office to do their job and go out on the market and get one. And I was like, buddy, wow. You don't say those kind of things, but oh my God. But Devers did. I was like, oh my. I mean, Devers was obviously nothing but a head case for the Red Sox. He was kind of like a Scores. Thank you, Gentle. He was obviously kind of like one of those guys who they are very much. Well, Devers was like, I'm gonna give you guys a good breakdown of like how Devers was on the Red Sox. Devers was like a toxic. It was for players like Christian Campbell, Marcelo Meyer, Roman Anthony. It was very like a toxic situation for them. And now that they finally the Red Sox got rid of that toxic situation in Rafael, the toxicity of it in Rafael Devers. Because I feel like Rafael Devers was the one the Red Sox. He wasn't giving them troubles. I don't want to say that, but he was. I mean, he was good for them. The Red Sox were in they were in a wild card spot. He was the reason why the Red Sox were going to be good. But now, obviously, the Red Sox have to go back to that way of being like, oh, yeah, we do have to kind of they're not gonna be rebuilding. They're probably still gonna go. They're probably gonna try to go after it. But now, obviously, that Devers trade weakened the Red Sox. But moving on from that, I also finally today, when I get and I would have waited until tomorrow or the next day, But I'm probably gonna today. I'm gonna after this stream, or so maybe maybe after this stream, I'm gonna get because I'm not gonna do the next stream for a bit. Is what I'm gonna do. Well, I'll get set up for the next stream obviously first before I do it, and I'll just Is I will get my Stanley Cup final reaction video out today. Probably, like I said, right after this stream goes up. But yeah, so I'm kind of excited to film that. Obviously, we know the Panthers won again. They won on, and I was like, I would have cried. I didn't. I am kind of surprised. I was like, imagine, they score. Dang it, tie game. I was like, imagine if I'm in. Hold on, I need a drink of coffee. There we go. I need my coffee. I was like, imagine if the Panthers scores. Melker Carlson, 6-5. I was like, imagine if the Panthers won the Cup while I'm in Detroit, and they did. So that was kind of interesting. And it happened on Tuesday. So obviously I'm going to be making a lot more content on the main channel, but like once my but obviously like the next week, since it's the week of the draft, I'm going to be doing some draft stuff next week on the main channel. I'll have a lot of like I said, I'm going to have a lot of content coming at you guys within the next all off season long, whenever the off season starts. I'm probably shot stopped by the goaltender. What a save. 5 minutes ago, third period, final period of this hockey game. Come on, Pettersson, go. Pettersson, go. 4.5 left of this game. 4 minutes left. But yeah, so that's what I'm going to be getting that up today. I'll get that up probably right after this. If not, at some point today. Probably right after this, actually. Let me get that up today. Stop by! Anyway. Yeah, but it was kind of funny because the day we got there, we did some stuff. We went to the village that we did, and then we But yeah, so I'm gonna get that video up here after the stream ends. After I set up for the next one. My next stream might be coming a little bit later than might be at like 11:45, but we only have singular games all day. But obviously, oh god dang it, no. Penalty on them, please be on them. Yes! What was the penalty call? Hold on, let me look. Wouldn't be there. Duncan Keith for tripping. Okay. My feet were soaking wet last night when we got home because it was rain. Well, obviously, so what happened was I was able to go to the game. Last night, the Pirates and Tigers game with my cousins, and they live in Detroit. They live in Michigan. They're only like They're only like a half an hour outside of the city, which is interesting. And so I'm like, okay. And so I was like, but then obviously it was a tie game, bottom of the ninth. It was 4-4 going to the bottom of the ninth. And they're like, well, and it starts to rain, it starts to pour, and there was a rain delay. And I'm like, what the heck? They would have called the game if it wasn't tied, but it was tied. So it went to extras. They ended up winning it. 8-4. But yeah, so obviously the other thing I do want to talk about here is Jonathan Toews is expected to sign a 1-year deal with the Winnipeg Jets. But yeah, so I did have a lot to talk about here. If you guys like these kinds of videos, remember, leave a like, subscribe, and the notification bell. Hit me up on Snapchat, add my socials in the bio. So I will see you guys all in the next one. Peace.